It's about midnight, the rain softly drumming against the dimly lit roadside cafe somewhere between Poland and Ukraine. A small group huddles around in the drizzle, sharing cartons of chips and bottles of beer. Among them, laughing despite the chill, is Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. It's an unusual sight, a royal in a raincoat, joking with soldiers and security officers in the middle of nowhere. But this isn't a royal tour for cameras or headlines. It's a quiet, deeply personal mission of compassion and purpose. The cafe has closed, leaving the group to the rhythm of the rain and the glow of a single streetlight. Harry's dry humor, but teasing about the irony of the cafe shutting during its busiest hour, breaks the tension of the long night. Soon his security detail begins coordinating their next move, an overnight train to Kyiv for a secret visit that few outside this circle even know about. His purpose is both simple and profound: to promote the work of the Invictus Games Foundation, IGF, and honor Ukraine's wounded soldiers. Since Russia's invasion, the war has left over 130,000 people with life-changing injuries. Many are veterans, men and women whose bodies and spirits bear the scars of an unrelenting conflict. In this broken landscape, sport has become a beacon of hope. A prince with purpose prince. Harry founded the Invictus Games in 2014 to help injured service members find recovery through sport. But in Ukraine, the project has evolved into something far greater. A symbol of national resilience. The Ukrainian government, led by Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko, has woven Invictus-inspired rehabilitation into its national recovery strategy. When Harry visits Kyiv, he is received not just as a celebrity, but as a fellow soldier. Someone who understands the discipline, trauma, and purpose that military life instills. Sports recovery and rehabilitation did not exist in Ukraine before Invictus, says Ruslan Prikodko, the Deputy Minister for Veterans Affairs. Now we are creating a system for veterans all across the country. At the National Museum of the History of Ukraine in the Second World War, Harry meets dozens of wounded soldiers and their families. The atmosphere is emotional. Some veterans stand proudly on prosthetic limbs, while others roll forward in wheelchairs, clutching medals and photos. There are tears, laughter, and applause as Harry greets them, his sincerity disarming even the most stoic among them. Olga Rudnieva, founder of the Superhumans Trauma Center in Lviv, watches the interaction in awe. "We never expected this level of recognition," she says. "Prince Harry's presence here is a symbol of courage and hope. He came not because it was safe or politically easy, but because it was right. A quiet visit, a loud message in Kyiv. The Duke visits Maiden Square now, transformed into a haunting field of remembrance. Thousands of photographs, flags, and flowers commemorate those who have died in the war. Standing silently among the makeshift memorials, Harry places a wreath and pauses for a long moment. "It's one of the saddest things I have ever seen," he says softly, "but also one of the most beautiful." There are whispers that he may have met privately with President Volodymyr Zelensky, a known supporter of the Invictus Games, though neither confirms it. Diplomatic circles speculate that London wasn't keen on the meeting, given the political sensitivities. Yet in Kyiv, there's no debate. Only one Briton is making headlines that day. Not a politician, but a prince walking in solidarity with the wounded. Beyond the spotlight, for Harry, this trip is more than a public duty. It's part of a deeply personal journey, one rooted in service, redemption, and the search for purpose after military life. On the train back to Poland, he speaks quietly about what drives him. "The one thing people miss when they hang up their uniform is purpose," he says. "Invictus gave me that. It saved me." He admits to frustrations, with the press, with public perception, and with the burdens of being both royal and human. Yet, despite the media's scrutiny, Harry insists his conscience is clear. "I've always loved the UK," he says. "I'm not the unhappy man some imagine. I like the life I live, and I'm proud of the work I do." His words carry the calm conviction of someone who has endured storms, both literal and metaphorical. When asked about his strained relationship with the British press, he's firm but composed. "It's not about revenge, it's about accountability. I feel the British public can think for themselves. They're not as easily swayed as some believe." He smiles when speaking about his wife Meghan, quoting her advice. She always says, just stick to the truth. It's the most efficient way to live. And she's right. The prince and the people, despite the controversy that often surrounds him in Britain, Harry's reception in Ukraine is nothing short of extraordinary. Veterans and civilians cheer his name, waving flags and shouting blessings. Some offer him handmade gifts, wooden carvings, photos, and embroidered scarves. One veteran hands him a walking stick with a hidden dagger, a traditional Ukrainian symbol of courage and vigilance. He's one of us, says a soldier at the event. He knows what it's like to wear a uniform, to fight, to lose friends. That's why we respect him. Harry, visibly moved, accepts the tokens with humility. For him, these moments, unfiltered, unscripted, are what matter most. He is no longer just a royal figurehead. He is a messenger of resilience, connecting soldiers from different nations through shared pain and perseverance. From soldier to symbol in his decade of military service, including 2 tours in Afghanistan, Harry found a brotherhood that transcends borders. It's that spirit that fuels his passion for the Invictus movement, not charity, but empowerment. Nobody should feel ashamed about their disabilities, he tells the crowd. We need to move from sympathy to admiration and respect. In Ukraine, that message resonates deeply. Many of the wounded veterans Harry meets have returned to active duty, defying the limits of their injuries. Ukraine has become our key strategic priority, says Helen Doyley, IGF's chief growth officer. The need here is immense, and the people's spirit is unmatched. Reflections on the road home. As the train hums through the Polish countryside, Harry reflects on the whirlwind of the past week. His meetings in the UK, time with his father, King Charles, and now this visit to Ukraine. It's been good to reconnect, he says, to see the causes I care about thriving, to feel that sense of community again. For all the criticism and speculation that follows him, Harry's words reveal a man more at peace than the headlines suggest. I think some people want to believe I'm miserable, he says with a wry grin, but I'm not. I'm happy. I'm proud of the work I'm doing, and I'll keep doing it. As dawn breaks and the rain subsides, the prince prepares to return to London. His luggage is heavy, not just with gifts, but with the weight of stories, faces, and moments that remind him why he started this journey in the first place. A mission larger than himself. Prince Harry's secret trip to Ukraine wasn't about politics or publicity. It was about purpose. The same purpose that drives every soldier, veteran, and volunteer who refuses to give up. In a world divided by conflict and cynicism, his visit became a rare reminder that empathy still has power. As he once said, at the heart of it all is service. Serving something larger than yourself. And on that rain-soaked night near the border, huddled under the dim glow of a roadside cafe, that truth was clearer than ever.